Did you know that in New Zealand a mountain can legally sue you? And here's something even more controversial. The government once rejected a perfectly healthy applicant simply because of their weight. But wait, there's a rule so strange that locals swear by it. Yet tourists break it every single day without knowing they're committing a cultural offense. Some say New Zealand even banned shoes in certain sacred spaces, making barefoot walking mandatory by law. Is that true, or just another wild rumor? Stick around because what you're about to discover will completely change how you see this seemingly peaceful island nation. Think New Zealand is just about breathtaking scenery, rugby matches, and those iconic film locations. Think again. Behind the postcard perfect image lies a web of shocking regulations, cultural taboos, and social codes that would make even the most adventurous traveler think twice. From mountains with legal personhood to lingerie-covered landmarks you're forbidden to touch. From body freedom celebrations that might make you blush to immigration policies that weigh more than just your credentials, this nation operates on a completely different rulebook. Ready to discover which of these 15 mind-bending rules you could actually survive? Let's dive deep into the bizarre, the beautiful, and the downright unbelievable world of New Zealand's hidden regulations. Number 15. The Barefoot Revolution. While American establishments proudly display no shoes, no shirt, no service signs, New Zealand flips this concept entirely on its head. Going barefoot isn't just tolerated here, it's practically a national identity statement. A 2021 survey revealed that over 70% of New Zealanders have casually strolled into supermarkets, gas stations, and convenience stores without a single shoe between them. In regions like Bay of Plenty and Northland, it's completely ordinary to see children arriving at school barefoot, and entire families of 3 generations shopping for groceries with nothing on their feet. The indigenous philosophy of Wakapapa describes the profound connection between people, ancestral heritage, land, and the natural world. For New Zealanders, walking barefoot isn't merely a quirky habit, it's a deliberate way to feel grounded, to slow down, and to maintain their spiritual connection with the earth. Consider this. New Zealand boasts over 9,300 miles of stunning coastline. That's 3 times longer than the entire U.S. East Coast. In a landscape where people routinely hike through ancient forests, walk on pristine beaches, and wade through crystal-clear streams, the culture of mandatory footwear never took root. Interestingly, in American households, wearing shoes indoors often signals politeness, with some families even keeping special indoor footwear. But in towns like Coromandel, Gisborne, and Tauranga, wearing shoes inside someone's home is actually considered far ruder than walking barefoot through a public space. Have you ever boarded an airplane or completed your grocery shopping completely shoeless? Drop your thoughts in the comments about this fascinating social norm. Number 14. Your weight could deny your visa. Imagine this. Your criminal record is spotless, your professional credentials are impeccable, and your financial statements are solid, yet your visa application gets rejected. The reason? Your body mass index. New Zealand has an unwritten policy that catches countless applicants off guard. Along with the standard requirements, education level, professional skills, background verification, financial proof, and English proficiency, your physical health, specifically your BMI, becomes a determining factor for residency approval. Every applicant for residency or extended stay visas must complete comprehensive health screenings. Most authorized physicians will measure BMI during the initial consultation. If your BMI crosses the safety threshold, typically 35 or higher, though this varies by individual circumstances, you may face requests for additional medical documentation, cardiovascular testing, endocrine system evaluation, or even direct instructions to lose weight before resubmission. In severe cases, applications face outright denial. The rationale? Healthcare expenditure projections. With obesity rates among the highest in the OECD, over 30% of adults classified as obese, this becomes a budgetary concern for the nation's public health system. The policy made international headlines in 2013 when a South African educator invited to teach at a New Zealand school despite having a confirmed employment contract and no existing health complications, received a visa denial solely due to elevated BMI. The official rejection stated, potential healthcare costs exceed acceptable budget limits. Number 13. The Sacred Bra Fence. In the remote Cardrona Valley of South Otago stands one of the world's most peculiar landmarks, a fence adorned not with decorative flags or twinkling lights, but with bras, thousands upon thousands of them. Welcome to the infamous bra fence, where one unbreakable taboo exists. You may add to the collection, but never remove from it. The phenomenon began mysteriously in late 1998 when 4 bras appeared without explanation on a rural roadside fence. No one claimed responsibility, but within months, passers-by, predominantly women, quietly contributed their own. By 2006, the collection exceeded 1,500 pieces. At its absolute peak, reports from the NZ Herald confirmed the number topped an astonishing 100,000, transforming this isolated fence into the world's largest outdoor lingerie exhibition. Local authorities initially resisted, clearing the fence 3 separate times while citing traffic safety concerns as drivers continuously stopped for photographs. Remarkably, after each clearance operation, even greater numbers of bras materialized overnight. Today, the bra fence has found its permanent home near Cardrona Distillery, complete with an official sign reading Bridona. It now serves as a fundraising site for breast cancer awareness, having raised over 70,000 NZD by 2023. Visitors are actively encouraged to hang a bra and make a donation, but taking one as a souvenir, that remains strictly forbidden. Number 12. Embracing body freedom. Can you fathom a developed nation where public nudity isn't merely tolerated, but celebrated as fundamental to national identity? In New Zealand, this isn't fantasy, it's everyday reality. From clothing-optional bungee jumping in Queenstown, to full freedom rugby competitions in Dunedin, to enthusiastic participation in World Naked Gardening Day, New Zealanders have transformed body freedom into a recognized lifestyle choice. A 2021 survey discovered that 42% of New Zealand adults consider nudity in appropriate contexts completely acceptable, a significantly higher percentage than most Western nations. Notably, public beaches don't require official designation for clothing-optional sunbathing. If precedent exists, it's perfectly legal. Dunedin hosts an annual naked winter rugby match that attracts international media coverage. Visit in early May, and you might witness entire neighborhoods participating in World Naked Gardening Day, planting, pruning, and tending their gardens in broad daylight, completely clothing-free. Some adventure tourism operators even offer special discounts for those brave enough to bungee jump exactly as nature intended. Would you dare to try it, or does the mere thought make you uncomfortable? Share your reaction in the comments below. Number 11. Tikanga, the unbreakable cultural code. Tikanga represents far more than traditional ceremonies. It's a living, breathing ethical framework transmitted through generations by the Maori people, who comprise approximately 17% of New Zealand's population, according to the 2023 census. What makes this particularly fascinating is that tikanga extends far beyond Maori communities. Government institutions, educational systems, businesses, and non-Maori citizens respect it as an established social standard across the nation. Within the tikanga worldview, the head holds sacred, untouchable status. You may smile warmly, offer handshakes, but never, under any circumstances, touch someone's head, not even a child's. This action violates tapu, essentially breaking their spiritual boundary and dishonoring their dignity. Research by the Maori Development Agency revealed that 91% of adult Maori experience deep offense when tikanga protocols are violated in formal settings. So, picture this scenario. You enter a marae, which is a traditional Maori meeting house, for a community gathering. You forget to remove your shoes, maybe you casually lean against a table, or even prop your feet on a cushion. For many New Zealanders, this is kind of like barging into a church wearing a hat while eating lunch on the altar. Tikanga really does permeate daily existence here. Schools teach children never to step over people sitting on the floor, since this disrespects their mana, or spiritual power and prestige. And, numerous government agencies now mandate tikanga training for new employees to prevent inadvertent cultural offenses when engaging with Maori communities. Number 10. The nation that sleeps early. Imagine a developed modern nation where nightlife essentially ceases to exist. No neon-illuminated streets, no bustling bars, and no nightclubs operating until sunrise like you'd find in Thailand, Spain, or even neighboring Australia. In New Zealand, nighttime tranquility isn't simply a lifestyle preference, it's practically an enforced social contract. After 9 o'clock in the evening, cities including Christchurch, Hamilton, and Napier begin their shutdown sequence. Restaurants close their kitchens, cafes lock their doors, and supermarkets have already been secured by 7 o'clock. Unless you're in central Auckland or Queenstown, the rare exceptions with modest nightlife, your evening entertainment pretty much consists of crickets chirping, wind whistling, and streaming services in your accommodation. Reports indicate that nearly 70% of people residing outside major urban centers admit They never leave home after 9 o'clock unless absolutely necessary. Over 55% of young adults aged 18 to 30 express frustration about the scarcity of social venues and music spaces in smaller towns. Playing music at elevated volumes after 10 o'clock can prompt neighbors to contact law enforcement. In locations like Dunedin or Rotorua, stringent noise control regulations mean hosting a house gathering after 11 o'clock could cost you up to $500 in fines if someone reports disturbance of the peace. For international visitors from the United States, France, Australia, or Canada, accustomed to cities that genuinely never sleep, this represents profound culture shock. In New Zealand, it genuinely feels as though the entire nation retires by 10 o'clock. Number 9. Social media under scrutiny. Would you believe that friendly, progressive New Zealand actually appears on the list of nations restricting popular platforms? It's true, the viral video platform was officially removed from all government devices in 2023 due to national security and data privacy concerns. But, the story doesn't end there. Government officials are seriously considering prohibiting all individuals under 16 from accessing major social media platforms, including Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube Shorts. A bill introduced in late 2024 ignited intense debate among politicians and parent advocacy groups. The statistics paint a concerning picture. According to the New Zealand Ministry of Health, nearly 68% of young people spend over 3 hours daily simply scrolling through social media feeds, and over 40% of them experience anxiety, diminished self-esteem, or serious insomnia. Mental health researchers at the University of Otago have called the proposed ban controversial, but not unreasonable. New Zealand isn't alone in this approach. Canada, Denmark, and Belgium have similarly banned the platform on government devices. However, in New Zealand, a nation previously celebrated for online freedom, this represents a significant policy shift. Number 8. The no-tipping culture. Have you ever attempted to leave a gratuity after an exceptional dining experience, only to have it politely declined? If this occurred in New Zealand, you're experiencing something fundamental to their culture. Unlike the United States, Japan, or France, where tipping represents mandatory etiquette, gratuities are virtually non-existent in New Zealand. Service industry workers receive living wages from the outset, eliminating dependence on tips that characterizes many other nations. According to Hospitality New Zealand's 2022 survey, merely 15% of restaurants maintain official tip jars, and nearly 60% of people report they never or rarely leave gratuities. New Zealanders deeply value workplace fairness and honesty. Tipping can be misinterpreted as, "I'm paying extra for preferential treatment over other customers." Particularly in cities like Wellington or Christchurch, an unwritten understanding exists. Attempting to tip excessively might make service staff feel genuinely awkward or embarrassed. Travelers have reported instances of having their money returned with suggestions like, "Why not use that for dessert instead?" Have you ever found yourself being unintentionally overgenerous due to unfamiliarity with local tipping customs? Share your experience in the comments. Number 7. When mountains become citizens. Can you conceive of a mountain possessing legal personhood? In New Zealand, what sounds like speculative fiction represents legal reality. Mount Taranaki Maunga has been granted complete rights and responsibilities as a legal person. Yes, you read that correctly. Taranaki Maunga, standing at 2,518 meters, is a snow-capped volcano renowned for spectacular scenery. Located on New Zealand's North Island, it transcends tourism, skiing destinations, or trekking routes. For indigenous culture, the mountain represents far more than geological formation. It's a living being possessing a soul, ancestral connections, and spiritual significance. In January 2024, New Zealand's parliament passed groundbreaking legislation recognizing Taranaki Maunga as a living legal entity, designated by its sacred name, Te Kahui Tupua, meaning an indivisible whole of both physical and metaphysical elements. From this point forward, the mountain can have legal representation, receive protection, obtain compensation, and have its interests defended if violated. The entity is managed by 8 representatives, 4 from local Maori tribes, and 4 government-appointed officials, ensuring both indigenous and contemporary governance. Contemporary Tomoko artists employ both modern and traditional tattooing techniques, but the sacred protocols remain unchanged. According to a 2020 New Zealand History Trust survey, 72% of Maori consider non-tribal individuals wearing similar tattoos a grave cultural violation. At certain community events, tourists have been requested to cover tattoos if discovered using Tomoko motifs without proper permission or cultural understanding. Number 2. Comprehensive alcohol restrictions. Imagine planning a picturesque outdoor picnic with wine in New Zealand. Reconsider those plans immediately. In this country, alcohol regulations aren't merely strict, they're shockingly severe for many Western visitors. From major cities like Auckland to small coastal communities, no alcohol signs appear everywhere, on lamp posts, shop entrances, and even painted directly onto sidewalks. These aren't token warnings. It's a comprehensive system of bold red, all-caps declarations posted at every corner, a cold announcement that this is not a place for drinking. And if you're hoping for designated drinking zones, unfortunately, most public spaces are alcohol-free by default, unless signage explicitly states otherwise. According to the New Zealand Ministry of Health, approximately 83% of local governments enforce at least one total outdoor alcohol prohibition. Police can issue on-the-spot fines up to $150 if you're discovered with alcohol in banned areas, even if the bottle remains unopened. Tourists have been required to pour out their drinks immediately for unknowingly possessing beer in dry zones. Why such severity in a nation famous for Marlborough wines? Locals explain it's to prevent public alcohol abuse, which was a significant problem during the 1990s. Since then, regulations have only intensified, particularly in tourist-heavy areas or near educational institutions. Number 1. The horn honking taboo. Have you ever received hostile glares simply for honking your vehicle horn? If not, try it in Wellington or Christchurch and prepare for reactions colder than Antarctic winds. In New Zealand, honking isn't for expressing frustration or asserting dominance. It's a sound weapon reserved exclusively for genuine danger. On travel forums, a tourist from Texas shared, "I honked because a bicycle shot out suddenly. 5 seconds later, someone across the street pointed at me and said, 'You think you're in New York?'" According to the New Zealand Transport Agency, only approximately 3% of vehicles in Auckland use the horn more than once weekly, a minuscule figure compared to Bangkok at 49% or Rome at 58%. This reflects a cultural reality. New Zealanders deeply value restraint, calmness, and not drawing unnecessary attention. To them, honking signals you've lost composure, extremely uncool in a society that prizes chill attitudes and mutual respect. In certain neighborhoods like Mount Eden in Auckland or Kashmir in Christchurch, honking after 10 p.m. can prompt police calls for disturbing community sleep, a situation that sounds absurd but is completely real. Do you believe a single horn honk could create such misunderstanding? Share your experience in the comments. So, there you have it, a complete tour through the weird, taboo, and downright unbelievable rules and regulations of New Zealand. Perhaps you laughed, felt shocked, or even shivered slightly, but this is precisely how New Zealanders protect their natural environment, cultural identity, and community values. Which rule shocked you most profoundly? Have you ever unknowingly violated one of these laws during your travels? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're passionate about discovering strange cultures, unwritten social codes, and unbelievable truths from around the globe, hit that subscribe button and activate notifications so you never miss our next exploration. This isn't an isolated case. New Zealand previously recognized the Wanganui River in 2017 and Te Urewera Forest as legal entities with human rights, creating the world's first trio of living entities protected by law as citizens. The mountain has long been our ancestor, our physical and spiritual lifeblood, our final resting place, stated MP Paul Goldsmith in Parliament. Even more impressive, the law passed with a 123-0 unanimous vote. What's your perspective on granting human rights to natural features? Share your thoughts in the comments. Number 6. Conservation islands are cat-free zones. Love cats and believe they should accompany you everywhere? Abandon that notion if you're heading to New Zealand's conservation islands. On islands like Tiritiri Matangi and other eco-sanctuaries, some located just 18.6 miles from Auckland, cats are classified as apex-level threats to native wildlife. The shocking reality: bringing a cat onto these islands is criminal. New Zealand maintains over 50 strictly protected conservation islands where rare bird species like the kiwi, takahe, and tuatara are being restored in predator-free environments. However, cats, whether domestic pets or feral, inflict enormous damage. A 2022 study documented that feral cats alone kill 1.1 million native birds annually throughout New Zealand. Consequently, the government strictly prohibits bringing cats onto these islands. Violation could result in fines up to $800 or immediate removal at the dock. Many islands implement luggage inspections, bag disinfection protocols, and even deploy sniffer dogs to detect cats or rodents. Number 5. The strict camping restrictions. Imagine driving your camper van into a scenic remote valley, parking surrounded by nature, and settling in for the night. In New Zealand, the supposed backpacker's paradise, this seemingly innocent action could earn you fines ranging from $120 to $600 simply for parking overnight in an unauthorized location. That's correct. Unrestricted camping anywhere is strictly forbidden unless explicit signage indicates permission. Under the Freedom Camping Act 2011, travelers can only camp overnight in clearly designated areas, typically marked self-contained vehicles only, or freedom camping allowed. Don't let the wilderness beauty deceive you. Even in seemingly remote locations, surveillance cameras and surprise enforcement checks operate regularly. In 2023, New Zealand authorities fined over 6,200 visitors for illegal camping, particularly in tourism, hot spots like Queenstown, Wanaka, and Lake Tekapo. Why such strict enforcement? Local communities have lodged complaints about tourists, media, wide shot of litter left at campsite, ranger cleaning up trash left by campers, tourists improperly disposing waste in nature, littering, relieving themselves inappropriately, and damaging natural sites. In certain Maori areas, sleeping near sacred sites constitutes cultural insult, a violation of tapu. Number 4. Respecting currency is law. Believe it or not, New Zealand holds the unique distinction of being the only country worldwide where the government officially issues coins and bills featuring characters from The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. These aren't novelty souvenirs or promotional gimmicks. They're genuine legal tender. Certain coins issued by the New Zealand Mint carry clear denominations and are accepted in special tourist locations like Hobbiton Village or Wellington, often called the Hollywood of the Pacific. According to New Zealand Mint reports, over 15 intricately engraved coin designs have been released, featuring everyone from Bilbo Baggins and Gandalf to Smaug the Dragon, making them highly sought-after collector's items globally. Limited editions have sold out within 48 hours of online release. Visitors to Hobbiton, which attracts over 500,000 international tourists annually, can exchange currency to use at the Green Dragon Inn or purchase items with Middle-earth coins at designated shops. But here's the crucial detail most people don't know. Disrespecting currency, whether standard dollars or Hobbit money, is illegal in New Zealand. Under the 1989 Currency Act, actions including burning, tearing, defacing, or converting money into decorative items can result in serious administrative penalties. Number 3. The sacred uniqueness of Maori tattoos. Think tattoos are merely fashion statements. In New Zealand, that assumption could land you in serious trouble, especially if you inadvertently replicate a Maori tomoko tattoo. Unlike conventional tattoos, each tomoko serves as a genealogical passport, recording lineage, tribal affiliation, rank, and personal history. No two are identical. No one is permitted to copy even a single curve without authorization. In Maori culture, the face holds supreme sacred status. Therefore, facial tattoos, mataora for men, mokokawai for women, carry particular significance.